What's up YouTube? I'm just another guy and welcome back to the Welsh Way here with Aberystwyth Swift Town. So welcome to our end of season update. So let's just jump straight into this. So in the league itself, yet again we won it. We walked away with the title. I hate that the fact it goes to the European playoffs, but we walked away with the title yet again. Only one defeat all season, and it came on the fourth last league game of the season against TNS. We were beaten. We were playing our second team in preparation for the Arsenal games, and as a result, I don't know, we just didn't play well, and it wasn't even like the second team hadn't played well all season. They just had a bad game, and as a result, TNS beat us. So to wrap off the season, we scored 103 goals and only conceded 10. Pretty incredible, really. Overall 93 goal difference as well. So close to getting that undefeated season, which was really disappointing. And also, we almost got a 100% record. We only dropped points in 4 games, and actually them 4 games, it could have easily been a different way. And I don't remember what month we exactly got. We'll have a look in the fixtures in a second. What month we actually dropped our first points. But it was a fair few months into the season. We were still 100%ing. So quite an incredible season in the league as well as the Champions League. They really did match each other up perfectly. And also just to show past positions. Just to show you past positions, we were top from the second game onwards. No one else could meet us. TNS had to fight a little bit. Bala third pretty much all the way through. You know, you can pretty much see the top 4 has been the top 4 now. And I think actually the top 4 have all got Europa League. I think, actually no, Bala got it and Karasas did. So they'll actually be in Europe next season. But let's talk about the league itself and how it's increased in reputation. So it's now 54th best league in Europe in comparison to where it was last year, in which it was 65th. So we jumped up, what is that, 11 places? Yeah, 11 places we jumped up, which is incredible. And that is obviously thanks to my good run in Europe, well, amazing run in Europe. TNS got out of their opening round, and what it's actually done for us is it means that we now have one Champions League spot in the second qualifying phase, so nothing has changed there. But we now have a team entering the Europa League second qualifying phase, which will benefit TNS because that will go to second place. So we ourselves have not seen any benefit from this league reputation increase. I'll actually show you what I mean by going to nations and qualification places. There we go, we're 29th now. So we ourselves see no direct benefit from this, but TNS enter the Europa League, at a later stage. So maybe they'll see a benefit, maybe they'll progress through a little bit further. And really, if I look at this table, even if we continue to get to the Champions League quarter-final, I wouldn't expect to see any increase on where we enter the Champions League for maybe 2-3 seasons. If we consistently got quarter-finals, I'd say it's going to be another 2-3 seasons until we maybe entered the third or the playoffs or something like that. But what we will see is a huge benefit to those teams entering the Europa League. They'll be entering at later stages, maybe next year. If we can get a good Champions League run again, 2 teams be entering the second qualifying phase. It will just mean more money going into the league, which will mean better players being developed, or maybe improvements to the facilities in Wales, which will again improve the quality of the Welsh League and help them progress further in Europe. Overall, creating a knock-on effect, increasing Wales' reputation in Europe and trying to set a mark there. So that is the benefit from there. Ourselves as a club, we have jumped up massively in terms of coefficients. So we are now considered the 65th, I believe it is. Yep, 65th best team in Europe, which is massive when you compare this to where we were last year, which I actually don't remember off the top of my head, but it must have been around 100th or so. We were right down there, and who are we above of right now? We're above Swansea, which makes us theoretically the best team with a Welsh base. I know Swansea there has the English nation because they play in the English leagues, but I'll consider them Welsh for the sake of argument, and we are above them. So therefore we can be considered probably the best team in Wales so far. Currently we're above Reading, above PSV, above FC Twente, Olympiacos. We're above a lot of great teams now. So this is a real strive forward. Shameful though that wasn't the right word, but anyway, that our team still isn't very good in terms of reputation. So all these teams, 4 stars, 4.5 stars, 5 stars, 3 stars, all this stuff. And then if we go on to us if we go on to Wales and we go on to the clubs, because this is the best way to do it, you'll see that we're still only a 2-star reputed team, which means we still lack any real power in the market to attract decent players or decent youngsters. I don't even want to get well-established players. What I want to get is youngsters that will develop with the club as well. You know, decent right now for the team, but will grow into even better players, world-class players in the future. But I can't even do that. And I'm actually looking at transfers and realizing that I'm struggling to sign anyone that will really influence the first team. And I'm sort of thinking, well, I'll maybe have to go out there again with the same best 11. Which to me isn't a good sign, because you always want to be improving your side, even if it's just one position, even if it's 2 positions, you always want to be improving your side. And I don't know if I can do that this year, which quite frustrating. But that's where we are in the league. We're now the 65th. I mean, that's where we are in Europe, 65th best team in Europe. That'll probably make us a seeded. That'll probably make us a seeded team in most competitions, which is very nice. Which is something we'll benefit massively from. But anyway, let's look at, what should we look at now? Let's look at transfers. I don't think there's any transfers gone through. I know there are a few outs from the last time I met you. We'll go through them now anyway. So Simon James on loan at Burnley last season. I got a new face pack, not face pack, regen faces. If you can see the quality is different. But yeah, Simon James went out 250k, which is apparently under his value. But I think that's a very good price to pick up. So it was a very good player for us for 4 years really. And I just decided that we had too many centre mids. I wanted to cut some out. Smitham and Lewis are now the first choice centre mids. Gunter I like. Rees I like. Which means someone had to go, and in the end it was Simon James. He's, like I say, he's on loan at Burnley. He's actually their vice captain there. So obviously they like him. He must like it there. Offered him to clubs, to anyone. Burnley, of course, were going to speak up. Like I say, vice captain, they must see something in him, they must like him. And 250k, so he's on his way to England to play football. I think he's actually there now. He's officially a Burnley player. It is official. For some reason, his loan spell there hasn't popped up on his history. But he's officially a Burnley player, so that's something. That's a good bit of money. And also, Russell Roberts, goalkeeper. What a dash. Holy crap. He went to 1.6k to Bala, and this isn't a lot of money, but his contract was running out at the end of this season, and apparently Bala just couldn't wait to sign him. Ended up popping in with his face value, his actual value that was rated on him, and I said, you know, that's fine, you can have him. So off he went. I don't think he ever even made a cup appearance for us, so you won't exactly know him, but still bringing in a little bit of money for the club. So those are the transfers out. There are a few more expected, but nothing as of yet, so I won't really go into anything right now. Let's go on to fixtures, and then we'll go into our table and transfers and awards and things like that. So, you know about Champions League run. I'm not going to go too much into that. What we'll do is we'll focus on the league, and I'll actually even unselect the Champions League game. So this is what I mean by how well we did in our 100% record. So we only had 2 friendlies. Because that's all the time we really permit. Once we go into the Champions League, we're in competitive football for the rest of the season. So, league itself, we started off incredibly, beating TNS. We had a 7-2 victory against Cambrian, with Win James getting a double and Di Lewis getting double. I've been saying that wrong, apologies. You know, we had a 7-0 victory against Holyhead in the Cup. Amazing. Billy Alessandra picking up 4. Elsewhere, 5-0 victory against TNS. This is playing, again, the second team, so really good that we got the victory. 5-0. Leon Bird getting 3. We then beat Cambrian again, this time 10-0. This time playing the first team, really smashing them. Almost everyone everyone apart from the keeper scoring. Only Fernandez, Colin Drake, and Di Lewis not going on the score sheet, but I'm sure they got assists or some capacity in the game, which was incredible. And that was all the way up to December, so we were undefeated for almost for half the season. Then after the 10-0 victory, we somehow draw 1-1. I don't know how FM musters that up, because it's happened to me in the past. I've gone 2 games absolutely destroying teams, draw a game. I'm sorry, we're on amazing goal scoring form. I've got my start fresh, the first team out there, the best 11 I possibly could, and we somehow draw to Airbus. That was a bit weird. That was a bit weird. And then again we drew to Bala, so that was my 100% record gone. But then started smashing teams again. Ryle 9-0, a hat-trick from Smitham, 3 penalties as well. 6-0 we beat Conway in the quarter-finals. We drew to TNS again, dropping some more points. We lost to TNS 4 league games before the end of the season. So close, but yet so far from the undefeated season. Bala 5-0, another standout result. We beat TNS in the Cup final 3-0 in the Premier League Cup. Will Evans and Nathan Green, and then we also beat them in the Welsh Cup final with Colin Drake and Nathan Green. And this time, though, they put up a little bit more of a fight. They actually got the goal, but they're nowhere near the team that are able to compete with us anymore. We are way too good for them. If we play our starting 11, in fact, I'd say even our second team are good enough to beat them on majority of the time. You know, we lost 1-0 to them, okay, this season, and we drew to them this season, but the second team are doing what we couldn't do for the first 2-3 years of the game, which is beat TNS comfortably in certain matches. So that's the league itself, and you know, there's nothing really to talk about now except we need to be getting that 100% season. We need to be getting that undefeated season. I will be doing a live com in the last league game of the season if we can get undefeated and we can get 100%, because there are historical moments, and I want to live com every. You know, I've com the first treble, the first cup win, the first cup final, the first Champions League knockout rounds, the first league title, the first double, the first treble, the first defeat in the Welsh Cup final, and all that. I've live com every little bit of final importance or any real importance to the team. So let's look into the team. What we'll do is we're going to do awards actually first. So the league awards were handed out. Gavin Davis got in Team of the Week in August. I think he's out on loan now at Sligo for the rest of their season, which means he won't be back till December. But he had a very good start to the season. Leon Bird picked one up. Fernandez picked one up. Nathan Green picked one up as the first team started to play more games near the end of the season. Player of the year ended up going to Leon Bird on loan. I don't typically like loan players. I don't like playing them. But for me, if I'm going to have one squad playing in the league and one squad playing in Europe, I might as well try and loan in players who are on £0 a week like Bird and get good performances. And this guy played amazingly. I maybe want to sign him down to a full deal. I mean, Shaquille Hunter has already apparently maxed out his potential. This guy's apparently got a little bit of potential. I'm not sure yet. I don't know how it's going to play out. But has had an incredible year with us. His best in his history as well, and picked up 3 winners medals while he's at it as well. So I'm sure he loves the club in some way, or would love to come back here. I'm his favourite personnel. So good year for him. Manager of the month, I picked it up 3 times. Darlington picked it up for the rest. Doesn't really reflect how well we did in the league, but I ended up walking away with manager of the year again. How many times in a row is that now? 3, 6, 7, 8 years in a row I've picked up manager of the year. Team of the season looked like this. Only 2 players not being from Aberystwyth. We had Cornell, Fernandez, Drake, and Shawcross. So the typical back 4 or back 5 that you'd normally see in a Champions League game, despite only playing 18, 20 odd games they got in there. The midfield features 1 player, which is Bird, who was part of the league team, I'll call them, or the second team, which is the only one to actually feature. So I think that shows that once they started playing the first team, okay, they only played 19 odd games this season. They battered this league. They absolutely destroyed it. Smith and Armstrong and Green getting in there as well. Would like to get 100% of our players in here, but I think you can't do that. I don't know. We'll have to see in the future. Top goal scorer went to Nicky Cook. Nathan Green was quite far behind, 13 goals behind. But when you look at the games they played, Nicky playing 32, Nathan playing 19. I mean, if you'd have given Nathan Green 32 league games, I'm sure he would have got 40 odd goals. So I don't really. This award's pretty meaningless. Our strikers are already up there. And young player of the year went to Colin Drake. 21 years of age, so probably one of the last seasons he could possibly win it. But he walked away with it, which is very nice indeed. The 4th year in a row we've managed to win that. So those are the league awards. For the nation itself, for Wales, we had a few surprise people in this. So Di Lewis actually came 3rd in Footballer of the Year for Wales, which is a real incredible achievement. Bale picked it up, did it last year, and then Di Lewis did it this year. And he's actually been called up to Wales now. He's on his debut for Wales. He scored a goal. He then made 2 other appearances. I think he's in the Welsh squad at the European Championships currently as well. Has it kicked off yet? It has. He didn't feature in the first game, but Cornell did. Tristan Hugh, our ex-player, did. But apart from that, no one else from our squad did. But a few of them are in the squad from our team, and we might as well look at that now while we're there. Cornell's in the squad. Day Lewis is on the bench. Got Drake's on the bench and Colin Drake's on the bench. Hopefully they'll feature in some shape or form in the Europa League. I mean, the Europa League, sorry, the European Championship. But yeah, he's had an incredible year. Call up into Wales. Great in the Champions League this season. Last season he let us down in the Champions League, but it's good to see he's recovered from that and he's really pushed on, and he's getting noticed on an international level. Young Player of the Year, Kevin Bland, walks away with that, which I'm actually disappointed with, because if I go on his history, he made 3 league appearances for West Brom and 1 in the Cup. But if I could go on his form week and I go on West Brom, you'll see, look, he didn't really play many games. In fact, up until near the end of the season, he made 0 league appearances for them. So he won Welsh Young Player of the Year sitting in the reserves, not even playing for the reserves of West Brom. He actually made like 3 non-competitive games up to a certain point. So I'm disappointed that Gavin Davis or Colin Drake didn't actually walk away with that. But at least 3 of our players that come through our youth system are on there. That's a positive. That's a good thing we can look at. We're affecting Wales in a good light for the future. So let's look at the league. So you guys wanted a squad, a little bit of a squad breakdown. So this is how we're going to do it. So right now what you're seeing here is the starting 11 for next season with all contract expiries, players not featured, and also the second squad for next season. Again, all players whose contracts running at the end of the season are gone. So what this means is all these people here who are not selected have their contracts either expiring at the end of the season. Actually, remove these 2 guys because they're not going to be too important. Either expiring at the end of the season or players that I actually want to get rid of. So that includes the like of Gareth Bale, who is retiring at the end of the season. Just never really featured much this year. Just players are better than him now, and his physical stats have dropped off drastically. So as a result, Bale, this is the end of him at the side. I don't think I'll be signing him down as a coach. He's not really got the stats. Actually, maybe if he has a coaching qualification, maybe I'll sign him in the future. I'm not too sure yet. Because if he can get some coaching qualifications, that'll improve his stats, and maybe he'll be a decent player there, decent coach then. But Gareth Bale retiring, that's a sad thing. Also, Billy Alessandro, who has been very good this year in the league, really has led the line because Wyn James didn't really do much in the league. He'll be on his way out as well. Just picks up too many injuries, too many little niggles constantly. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks out, constant little bruised ribs. Look, constantly getting bruised ribs. I can't have a player who's injured so much and is on 1.2 grand a week. I'd rather just give the youngster Colin Wilkins, which is what I'm going to be doing next year, just give him the chance in the league team. So that's why he's on his way out. But we'll go through the squad now, and we'll go through it this way so we can see the attributes. You can see the circle, and we'll just go through. So David Cornell, first choice keeper, has been pretty incredible this year, as he's been most years. Always looking out for a better keeper, but I can never find one, so he'll be here for the next season and maybe even a year after that, depending if he wants to play on. But he's got very nice stats. He's got very good goalkeeping ability. Shame he's got no real mentors to be a good tutor. Kevin Crawford, backup left back. This season he is on his way out of the side, so there is no real need to talk about him. Gavin Davis, currently on loan at Sligo Rovers. He'll be entering the squad in January as the backup right mid. Very good speed. Shame he lacks really anything else, but from our youth system, decent player in the league, knows what he's doing in this division. Hopefully he'll get a bit of experience out of Sligo and come back as a better player. Colin Drake, 18 caps for Wales, really experienced now. Really good stats. Not sure if I'm going to be starting him next season in the Champions League. We have Duffy and Shawcross, who are 2 very experienced players playing in England and things like that. Maybe I want to give them a go. I'm not sure. I know Drake will definitely be playing in the league or in the Champions League. He'll be playing in some capacity. He's got such good pace as a centre-back. That can be quite important as a sweeper, you know, as someone who's covering a lot. Again, technical stats let him down. He's really not got much there going for him, but he's playing for Wales. He's clearly a good player. So looking forward to see how he goes. He's got about 2 more years left of development in him, although I think he's pretty much peaked already. Next is Scott Drake, no relation. Good left back. Again, pace is probably his main attribute. Still got a few years of development left in him. Apparently he can still develop into that. He's playing for Wales now as well, which is a very nice thing to see. Currently in the squad as well for the European Championship, so hopefully he'll get a few games there and grow from that experience. Again, good player, really nice, rounded. Hasn't really got much attacking stats, which I do like in a fullback. I like my fullbacks to be aggressive going forward. He doesn't really have that, but still chips in every now and again with his assists. I mean, 4 and 2. But as long as someone's getting him out on the wing, which Hunter is, that's all that matters. Shane Duffy. Now, this is the guy I'm not sure whether I want to play him or not. He wants to leave. He really does. He asked to leave as well. But he's got such good defensive stats. I really want to keep him. If we highlight the role that I actually play, would actually play him in, which is defensive, limited defender, defend actually. You see he's got pretty much the stats that you need, but the experience, that level of experience is something that is so vital. He's played in the English League, Stoke, Reading, Everton's for so long now. Had a few good years here and there as well, especially in China. He really showed what he could do, and I'm sure he could tear up this division. But it's just that I need to give him time, and I really want to give him an opportunity. I mean, if he plays badly, I've always got Drake there. But maybe next year will be the year Duffy really comes through. Will Evans, good young striker. Hopefully he'll be trying to make an influence on the Welsh team in the coming years. Let me down a little bit this year in terms of goals. 17 starts in the league, only 5 goals and 6 assists. Went on long goal droughts for many times, about 3 or 4 goal droughts this season. So not a great year for him. If he doesn't improve next year, we'll be on his way out, and I will be looking to bring someone else in. I'm currently looking to try and improve the attack. I think that's our weakest area of the team. Not Will Evans in particular, but just the whole attacking force as a unit. I think it's the weakest area of the team, and it's something that we need to be improved upon because we miss way too opportunities in the Champions League. So Will Evans really needs to pick his game up if he wants to stay. Jose Miguel Fernandez, probably the best player in the team. So good. 4 caps for Portugal. I think he's currently in the Portuguese squad as well, which he is, which is vital for the team that we have another international player in there. 18 determination. Overall, a great player, and it's really good to see that he's putting in the shifts. Picks up a few yellow cards this season in Champions League, but I'm happy with that. I know what I'm getting myself into with the tactic. Nathan Green, really good player this year. Actually got called up to the Wales preliminary squad, which is the 30-man squad before they slim it down. So he's being noticed on the international stage, which is good. Probably his best year so far. Although he constantly just keeps doing well for us in all competitions. It doesn't matter if it's Champions League, Europa League, the league itself. He always does well. So that is good. But again, I feel that we could get better. I feel that we could get better players, and there are a few players on free transfer or transfers expiring, which I'm trying to get, but I just can't get their wage bill down. The wage demands, sorry. So Nathan Green may be playing next season, although I would like to see someone slightly better come in. With Gunter, really defied me this season. I thought he was on his way out. I thought he was out the door after last season, but played so well this year, especially when I called upon him in the Champions League. He put in a hell of a performance. And yeah, but again, we could get better, but for me in the squad, we only need 2 good centre mids, and that is Smitham and Di Lewis. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to get a replacement for Smitham, see if I can get a better player in there. But Viv Gunter is definitely someone that will be in the squad for a while because he's just a consistent performer. Dylan Hicks is on his way out. I'm trying to sell him. No real need for him. Just not really good enough. You can tell by the attribute circle he's not good enough. Hunter played very well. Very good season. Very good start. First season for the side. What did he get? 8 assists in the Champions League in 12 games. That is incredible. Very good average match rating. He'll be here next season. We could get better, but I'm not just going to sign a left mid just for the sake of it. He can put in a performance, and he's proven that. So I don't think there's too much need to improve that there. But if I can find someone better, I will. Win James, good backup. Probably will be here for next season for sure. Maybe even be here for another year. Just pretty consistent performer in the league. I know what he can do in the league as well. Michael Lamb on his way out. Di Lewis, already spoke about him a little bit. Great performer. Meredith on his way out. Alex Nicholson on his way out, only alone. Same with Max Power. Leon Russell. Don't really think there's much to really speak about him, no. A little bit of potential in him, but apart from that, don't think he'll enter the first team too much. Ryan Shawcroft played amazingly this year. His stats are going up mentally. Physically, he's losing a little bit, but I've signed him down to another deal, another 1-year contract. I think he's got a clause in it which means he'll get an extension after 30 league games, but I doubt he'll be making 30 league games if he's playing in the Champions League. So I'm comfortable about that, but really, really good player. As a staff as well, he's a pretty good coach as well, so I think this is a good signing, which is why I signed down to another year's deal, because of the sheer experience he offers to the team and how well he's performed. Had a slow start, but he got going eventually. Evan Short is on his way out. I decided I didn't want to sign him down to a new deal. I just give the youth intake goalkeeper a chance. Nick Smitham, good player. Again, sort of on the fringe of Wales, I believe. I think he was called up to the preliminary squad. I don't remember off the top of my head. But looking to see if I can sign another better player than him. I think Lewis is a very good attacking player. I want to try and get a quite defensive-minded player. And Smitham is sort of an attacking-minded player and a defensive-minded player. He's sort of best of both. He's a deep-line playmaker, would best describe what he is. But I want someone that is really defensive-minded, a ball-winning midfielder, someone like that, someone with the crunching challenges. And Nick Smitham isn't that kind of player. Billy Lysandra, spoken about him already. Armstrong, really good right mid. Says he's got potential, but actually it doesn't. It doesn't actually. I thought it did. Never mind, it did at the start of the season. But good player, really good performance this year. What did he get in the Champions League? Only didn't get an assist in the Champions League. I thought he did, but he puts in good performances. He gets good ratings. So I guess in some way he's involved in the play. He may not get the assist directly, but I can see him putting the effort in the pitch. And that's all that matters. His name pops up a lot of times. Spoken about Bale, talking about Bird. Carroll is on his way out. No need to talk about him. Talking about Cornell, and that's actually all of them. Apparently that is all of them. A few players that I didn't mention. Hartnell coming in. He'll be our backup keeper for next season, unless I can find one on a cheap wage. Gary McGuinness is coming in as our backup right back next season, unless I can loan another guy in like I did this season. Neil McNaughton is coming in as our fourth choice centre back. Got good potential, so hopefully he can develop to that, and he'll be a good player for us in the future. Scott Rees is coming in as our fourth choice centre mid next season, out on loan at Port Vale. Played a lot of games, didn't play very well, but he'll be coming back to a level probably more suited for him, and looking forward to see how he develops. Elsewhere, Wilkins is coming in as our fourth choice striker alongside Wyn James, who'll be playing in the second squad. Parfitt is still a fringe player. Not too sure about this guy. He doesn't really score enough goals in my opinion. Did it for Bala, but not so for me. Struggled to score at the start of the season. And I think that is all of them. I think that is everyone that I need to mention. So that is the team. I've been through it quite a lengthy spell of time going through that. Financially, 13 million in the positive. We're losing a lot of money just because we're in the off season. We'll continue to lose money because we can't really sustain our wage bill. I'm trying to cut it down, but then I need to build a better squad, and to do that I need to spend more wages. So we're in a difficult situation. But I'm going to look to, Champions League should sustain that. We should continue to grow. I don't think we'll make a loss. It'll mean we're banned for a season in the Champions League. Hopefully we don't anyway. Elsewhere though, in terms of back route, in terms of what's going on, improving our training facilities. Won't be improving our youth facilities until next season. Because I don't know how the Champions League is going to go. We could get knocked out early, and we will need that money if we want to stay afloat. Affiliated clubs, we've got a load of them. I don't know if I've added any more. I've played in the future, so I know what's really going on. I haven't played to the Champions League game yet, but I've played a bit further forward. Tom Prentry actually cancelled their affiliation with us. I don't know why, but they do. So we have no feeder club. It doesn't matter anyway. I was going to cancel them. No one wanted to go out on loan from my club, so there was no need. But yeah, this is going to be it, guys. It's been a lengthy thing. Anyone added to the Legends list? I don't think so. Was Wyn James added? I don't know. I don't know the list well enough. It's Bale. Bale is an icon, so he'll always have his name there, which is positive. Accidentally, what I've done is David Hislop. I went on his name and I went to actually approach to sign him, and then I chose not to. And then he said he was retiring in December, which is weird because he was wanted by Bala, and he was actually going to go to Bala, I think. But he decided to retire, and I accidentally clicked on keep notes after retirement, and which meant it unselected it, which means I don't currently have his notes, and I didn't reselect it, which means sadly we can't click on David Hislop and look at his history. But he's in the history books currently. He will be there, hopefully, for a few years to come. He's currently the league's leading goal scorer for us. But if not, his name's always in the icon list, and I'm sure everyone knows who he is anyway. And Nathan Green's on there, and Billy Alessandro. So yeah, this is going to be it for now, guys. Next time I meet you back will be the Champions League games. Will be key highlights on the qualifications again. I'm expecting easy wins. We should be a seeded team. We should get some easy games, which is fine, which is good, which will mean hopefully we'll get to the group stages yet again. This is it for now. Until next time, guys. Peace out.